Hello everybody, Ministorm here. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV Online Dawntrail. In the last episode, we ran our first dungeon where we were heading up the river to try to get to the other section of... I'm forgetting what the name of this zone is. The other section of this zone, so that we can go see the moblins and figure out what they're gonna challenge us with. And so, we ran to the Buckle Jaja, who screwed with our river boat, and we were forced to cross on foot, and we worked our way through the dungeon. Got to the other side, and made it to a rest stop, where we had a little bit of a conversation with Wook Lamont, and she's starting to make some decisions and come to some realizations. We also overheard, well, we as the player overheard a conversation between Kona and Thancred and Oriange as he's starting to try to figure some stuff out as well. And, coming to the realization that it's not necessarily the person who completes all the challenges that could win. It's only the person who obtains all of the keystones who could potentially eventually win, even if they don't obtain those keystones legitimately. And as we obtain more and more keystones, we become a bigger and bigger target. So we'll have to watch out for that. So, Kozamuka, right. Kozamuka. Something along those lines. Alright, so... we are going to head out. In the direction of the next main scenario quest objective. I don't think it's that far away. It might be a little bit. Alright. Alright, there they are. Trial. Oh, I see. This is the river which feeds the waterfalls above Okhanu. Right. Those are the big waterfalls, and then those go into other waterfalls. Alphino. Again and again, I am struck by the majesty of the falls. It is difficult to comprehend the sheer volume of water this natural wonder produces. Alice, I felt eyes on us several times as we made our way here, though they soon seemed to lose interest. Aaronville. The bandit's lair is said to be somewhere near here, but I prefer we avoid seeking out trouble. Oh yeah, there's supposedly bandits on the path as well. Well, where are these bandits? Apparently they're not foolish enough to attack a party of this size. Earthenshaw is just a little farther ahead, on the opposite bank of Miakabekzoma. Well, let's remain vigilant all the same. Alright. Well, there is an EXP bonus fate sitting right there. I'm going to pass it up. Wait. I heard the noise of the ether current. Alright, well, I don't think there's going to be anything else going on between here and the next town, so I'll go ahead and get us there. Alright, and we've arrived. Wook Lamont. So this is Earthenshire. Apparently. Trial. Goodness me, it's like the entire village is made of pottery. It does look that way, doesn't it? Alphino. Even as the Hano culture is distinct from the Vanu, Moblin society is developed quite differently to that of their goblin cousins. Alice? Not another claim in sight. Does that mean we're ahead or behind? Well, I think the last cutscene we saw had Zoralja here, so he's already here somewhere. Alright, Aaronville. this is it. The village where the Lay of Pots from the Tuliolol saga took place. Earthenshire. Idleshire? Might the similarity be a cultural inclination? I wonder. The settlements themselves couldn't be more different, though. The Shire appears custom-built to resemble Pots, while the other is a repurposed town. Or this Shire. Well. Here's our first local. Welcome to Earthenshire. Do I have the pleasure of happy greeting the Third Promise and her retinue? That's us. We're looking for the Dawn Servant's Elector, if you happen to know who that is. You are exchanging tongue flaps with her right now. Ready Rock is the Elector you seek. Oh, that's helpful. We can cut straight to performing the feat. As much as Ready Rock would like to do just that, we have a much more pressing worry. The storm which hit our village shattered the cliffs and dropped rocks on our brain cases. Many Helphands for the Potsworn were injured, and this is no time for feats or metal tests. I'm sorry to hear that. After learning what the storm did to the stairs, I feared you'd been caught in its path. Not to change the subject, but what are the Potsworn? Goldsmiths contracted to work for the Moblins. The word comes from the pot-like workshops where they practice their craft. The Moblins provide these Potsworn with tools, materials, living quarters, everything the artisans could possibly need. This allows them to concentrate on producing what is widely known as the finest gold and metalwork in Tyrol. This is unacceptable. I was promised no distractions. If this is the best I can offer, I should have never left watching Mickey. You see? The Potsworn desert us. Without enough healthy Helphands, we are failing to hold our side of the Pot Pact. Should all our Potsworn leave, Earthenshire will grind to a halt. We have to do something and do it soon. Alright, let us stand in for the injured helpers. It would give me the chance to learn more about your people and your village. If it brings us closer to beginning the feat, then all the better. This isn't strictly part of the contest, so don't feel obligated to join in. Take a rest while you can. That will help. I was hoping you'd say that. Actually, I wasn't sure I could do this on my own. I'm sure if we said the other thing, we would be conscripted anyway. Alright, we'll all help. I doubt any of us could just sit around and watch. We'll take every help hand we can get. Ready Rock Truth swears that once the Potsworn have their perfect workshops again, we will commence the feat with all haste. You and the Third Promise can assist Helphand Rakarok. You other four follow Ready Rock. There are other Helphands in need of hand lending. I really appreciate you pitching in. No problem. I meant what I said at many fires. There'll be no more feigning strength, no more playing at being an invincible promise. There's one thing I've learned on this journey, it's how practiced you are at aiding those in need. And I mean to make the most of having such an incredible mentor at my side. Yep, we're always ready to pitch in to do just about anything, from saving the entire universe to mucking a stables. We'll do it. Alright, let's find this Rakarok fellow and see what we can do for him. Well, first things first. Attune to the Aetherites. Alright, who are we talking to? Rakarok. Rakarok can't meet its obligations without more Helphands. The pot pact is broken and the pots are emptying. You've come to aid Rakarok. Rakarok accepts your hand lending with joyous feel smiles. If we can offer the Potsworn their promised good living, we might save the day yet. Alright, whatever you need. Ruthenium weapon coffer. Alright. That's an item level 655 weapon. Not gonna beat what I'm currently using. Alright. So that will beat what I'm currently using. What Rakarok needs is for new Helphands to create good living for Potsworn Kahi. The Helphand assigned to Kahi was hurt during the rock rain, so Rakarok took over, but he knows nothing of Kahi. What does Kahi want? What does Kahi need? Helphands do not bother the Potsworn with straight tasks. Our job is to observe and anticipate, to prepare things with guess think. Please guess think with Rakarok. Find out what Kahi is lacking so we can provide it. Alright. You can count on us. Alright. Alright. This is where Kahi works, is it? Let's take a peek inside then. Alright, that must be Kahi. He'd be a lot quicker if we could just talk to him, but that's not the way they do things around here, apparently. We'll have to leave him be and try our hands at some guess think. Inspect the workshop. You may move the camera. Yeah, okay. Apparently the crafting materials are a thing we can look at. Well, he has no shortage of crafting materials. There must be something else he's missing. Alright. He's looking a little warm over there. I don't see boiling sitting so close to the furnace, and there's no airflow to speak of. How could anyone work in that stifling heat? Worn goldsmithing tools? Those tools are looking pretty worn down. Maybe it's time for some new ones? Oh, an untouched meal. It looks delicious. He's barely touched his meal. That dish is meant to be eaten hot, or it loses its savor. Probably why he's not eating it. Because who wants to eat a hot meal in a hot, stifling workshop? Alright, after taking a good look, I think I have an idea what things Kahi might want to improve his working conditions. Let's head back outside and talk to Rakarok. Alright. Let's see what we got. You made your observations? What did you guess think? First off, I noticed Kahi hasn't touched his food, and an empty belly can't be good for his concentration. Maybe the cooking isn't to his liking? But our food is very mouth-pleasing. Why wouldn't he want to eat it? But Rakarok is sure of nothing when it comes to Kahi's tastes. I can help with that. My brother Kona is also a Hetsaro, and while everyone has their personal preferences, there are some they tend to share. Like an aversion to piping hot dishes. If it was brought to him like that, Kahi probably wouldn't have been able to eat it until it cooled down, and by the time he came back to it, he might have found it cold and unappetizing. The simplest solution is to serve dishes that taste good no matter the temperature. Rakarok never would have thought of that. Would the third promise mind explaining these things to our cook? Not at all, but I don't think that was the only reason Kahi couldn't concentrate. The Hatsaro homeland is hot and dry, but even Kahi seemed to be suffering in front of that furnace. Is there any way you could cool down the workshop? Oh, we could try a drafty shard. They make a lovely breeze. Do you know where we can get one of those? You can gather them from the shoals of no return. There are many old boats there, abandoned by those who gave up on their search for the Golden City. So we salvage them from the wrecks. Could you handle that for us, Ayame? No problem. I'm good at looking for weird things in odd places. Oh, and one more thing. From what I could tell, Kahi's files and saws and things were very worn down. Maybe a new set of tools is in order? Rocco Rock was too preoccupied with stocking materials. A serious oversight which he will rectify. Supplying good tools for good living is a Helphands responsibility. Alright, then we all have work to do. We can meet back here when our tasks are done. Right, the shoals of no return are past the crags, through a tunnel southeast of here. You should be able to spot the passage from just outside the village. Alright. Just outside the village, it would seem. You're Ayame, aren't you? What brings you here? Ah, it's Kona and Thancred. The issue with caring for the Potsworn. When they approached me with that same problem, I suggested they commission artisans in Charlian instead. The quality of craftsmanship would be guaranteed, after all. However, the Moblins did not care for the idea. Surely, it would be more effective to engage a uniformly trained collective. I cannot understand their fixation on individual contracts. It's just the way they do things here. Perhaps the custom will make more sense once we begin the Feat of Pots. Until then, we've been deemed unfit to assist in the matter of Helphands and are instead tasked with tending the injured. We were on our way back from procuring herbs for Oriange, in fact. Settlements in Kozamauka, too, have been isolated by the storm's destruction. What would have become of the wounded had we not found a way here? Should I become Dawn Servant? One of my first acts will be to establish reliable trade routes to the capital. And I imagine how much good we can achieve with Charlian technology. He's fixated. He's a little too fixated. My apologies. I have much to consider. If you'll excuse us. We'll meet again soon, I'm sure. Take care, Ayame. I mean, it's not a bad fixation. It's just he's kind of blind to other options at the moment. Little tunnel visioned. He's about tunnel opening. Head to the passage to the shoals of no return and recover the drafty shard. Certainly improvements to the method of getting up the cliffs would probably be in order. Something a little more heavily reinforced. Alright, so there's another ether current. If we're looking for something that can produce wind, we're almost certainly looking for something green. So that fiery orange crystal is probably not a good idea. There's something bright green over there. Pale blue. Just making sure that my assumption is correct. The crystalline shard feels damp in your hand. Does not appear to be the wind crystal you seek. No, it's water crystal. Now, if we found a wind crystal and an ice crystal, air conditioning. Alright, bright green. The crystalline shard emanates a soothing whisper of wind. It seems you found the crystal Rakarok sent you to salvage. We could also combine the wind crystal with the water crystal and make what would essentially be a swamp cooler, which uses evaporative cooling to help cool the air. Those only really work in dry environments, not humid ones, so I don't know if it would work here or not. Alright, Rakarok. Is it a cool breeze Rakarok feels? Yes, thank you for finding the drafty shard. Rakarok will add it to the new set of tools he bought. And I come bearing good food tidings. The cook has prepared a feast fit for the most discerning Hetsaro, and it's on its way even as we speak. Let's go in and see what Kai thinks of our efforts. I was wondering what occasion called for me to receive so many visitors. A fine meal, new tools, and a welcome source of cool air. Now I remember why I signed a pot pact. I'm grateful for all your kind considerations. Allow me a moment or two, and I'll reciprocate with a piece worthy of a potsworn. An oil lamp to brighten the halls of Volok Shunsa. The craftsmanship satisfies Earth and Child's reputation for quality, I trust. Such luster, such brilliance. Should be a gift for the Dawn servant. I'm glad you like it. Considering the time I've wasted till now, I hope to continue crafting at this improved pace. I have a contract to fulfill, after all. Forgive my interruption. Lamati, I am told the Elector has deemed the crisis past and is prepared to task us with defeat. That's great news. Thank you for letting me know. So this is the craft of a potsworn. It is indeed a masterful piece. Thank you for your words of praise. Second promise. I drew inspiration from Kozama Uka's natural beauty and sought to capture it in my work. I wondered why the Moblins did not simply build a workshop in the city, and now I have my answer. Even Charlian goldsmiths could not easily replicate such exquisite artistry. One cannot create things if one lacks creative impetus. Tuliolol, fortunately, does not want for inspiration. Anyone wishing to learn the basics of a craft would do well to study it there. I was raised among Hetsaro, more traditional than most, and the shared ingenuity of Tural's various peoples was eye-opening. He lived as a traditional head sorrow. I have few fond memories of nomadic life. So the head sorrow are nomadic? Kona? What that I could forget that time? Uglamat? I tried to serve you the dish we prepared for Kahi. It was so good I had a second helping. Alright, Rakarok. Rakarok is very grateful to you. I thank you for both your hard work and clever guest think. When it comes to help handing, and knowing the pot sworn is really important, or really is important. Well, that's true for pretty much everyone you meet. It's a lesson I've had drummed into me several times already on this journey. Yep, this is the job that I want the gear on, so that is what we're gonna do. Apparently, I have a bracelet that I should be using. It's not terrible. But I don't know. I'll think about it. If I glamour it off or not. And there goes my chocobo. Alright, the elector bids the claimants assemble in that large building to the west side of the village. I'll head over after finding Thancred and Oriange. I also ran into the Livier twins on the way here. I took the liberty of directing them to the venue. We're rivals. It's not his job to make sure I know the feat is starting, but even now, he's conscientious to a fault. Anyway, let's not keep Ready Rock waiting. Alright, Ready Rock. Ready Rock thanks you for assisting Helphand Rakarok. She will announce the feat once the other claimants arrive, so please be patient a little while longer. I'm happy to report that we were able to convince one of the pot sworn to stay. How did you fare? Likewise. So you managed to do the same. Splendid. Ah, Zeralja. Welcome to Earthenshire First Promise. We support your plans for Salt Crossings and the new pot sworn they will bring. Hail the mighty Zeralja. He cleared many piles of rockfall as if they were pebblestones, the resilient sun for Dawn Serpent. Zeralja was clearing fallen rocks. I'm surprised he would volunteer his time for anything unrelated to the contest. Well, well, we meet again. Oh, look who it is. Just in time for the feat to begin. I'll bet he was already here, laying low while the rest of us did all the work. Probably. Claimants, your attention please. As Ready Rock has explained, many of our potsworn left us following the storm. The precious metalwork crafted by these artisans bring in much jingly shine from across the salt. Should our stream of trade goods dry up, Earthenshire will suffer. Tuliolol merchants will suffer. So Ready Rock sets you this feat. Each of you are to find one clever hand goldsmith to bring back here to us. So we're to recruit new potsworn. That makes sense for the feat of pots. Calling this a feat does not justify taking advantage of the claimants and their influence. How does finding workers for you demonstrate their worthiness for the throne? You are free to refuse Ready Rock's request. She'll be happy to inform the Dawn Servant of Zeralja's disqualification. The right is a means to an end. The steps we take to get there are not important. The Red Rock declares the defeat of Pot's begun. But remember, a Pot pact must be agreed to willingly. No grab snatching or deceitful tongue flaps. Yeah, Bakul Jaja. The Elector said nothing of taking a willing artisan from a rival. Oh, you find a loophole somewhere. Which is exactly what we should do. Alright. A fine suggestion, brother. I'm glad you think so, brother. Come, let us lay our plans. That nasty brute is up to something. Aye, he may seek to lay us again as he did on the river, but we can but remain vigilant while we plot our course. What do you think, Wiklamat? Have you any claimants in mind to satisfy this feat? I know some artisans amongst my supporters, but they're all in their twilight years. I couldn't ask them to give up the comforts of Tuliolol to live in this remote village, no matter how beautiful the scenery. Meanwhile, Kona probably has 100 young craftspeople to choose from. Not that I'm comparing us, you understand. It's just statement of fact. I suppose we could try asking around Meki Meki. If I can pronounce that word. That seems a logical place to start. Back to Tuliolol it is. Wait, does that mean we have to take the boat again? Are you not attuned to the Aetherites in your home city? No, I can't do it. I can't stomach another boat ride. Or are you unable to teleport? You said I should share my burden, so I'll speak plainly. The truth is, I get really, really sick on boats. You don't say. It was painfully obvious. Wiklamat, this is hardly news. But it's brave of you to admit it. In any case, we won't be fighting the current this time. Heading down river will be much smoother. It will? Are you sure? I'm positive. Mostly. That's why you need to attune to your Aetherites, Wiklamat. You don't have to take boat rides more than once. Alright, Odyssey. What obstacle will Bakul Jaja throw at us next, or will he try something more direct? Alphino. Did we mention the pots worn in our care required a constant stream of encouragement in order to craft? The four of us must have chanted the same cheer dozens, if not hundreds of times. Aaronville was scolded more than once for not cheering loudly enough. Oh lord. Sounds like you had the short end of that stick. Alright. Trial. Wiklamat suffers such terrible bouts of seasickness. I wish I had a spell or potion that could ease her nausea. You don't have anything that is equivalent to Dramamine? Aaronville? I procured many unusual items for clients, but meeting the personalized needs of a Potsworn is not an experience I care to repeat. Alright. Ook. I need a moment. Upriver or downriver. Ihu Katmu is too rough for me. Huikatumu. The knowledge is still a bit more unbearable now that I've stopped trying to hide it, but I'd rather not set foot on a boat if I can help it. Alright, I think I'm ready. Let's see if Master Ropley can help us recruit a Potsworn. Alright. It's over to Wachimeki. And that is pretty much just a walk. Alright, I'll be back when I'm there. And here we are. Uglamat. Phew, the fresh harbor air was just what I needed. Well, so this is Wachimeki that Wuklamat, well, the Wachimeki that Wuklamat was talking about. I had yet to make it this far in my wanderings. Arendelle. Wachimeki is a gathering spot for skilled artisans of all kinds. If we're to find a Potsworn candidate, I can think of no better place to begin our search. Alphino? Anvil brought us here on our first tour of the city, but time did not permit a close look. I should like to observe these masters at work. And Alice. Sure, at least one person will answer Wuklamat's call for a Potsworn. Maybe Master Ropley can help us. Here we go. Greetings, Third Promise. What brings you back to Wachimeki? You've not shipped your axe again, have you? No, Master Ropley. Actually, I have a favor to ask. And we're gonna give him the rundown. So what do you think? Do you know of any craftsmen who might be interested? You're filching my artisans for the moblins, eh? Well, seeing as it's the Third Promise making the request, I'm willing to look the other way if one of them decides to take you up on the offer. Only, I can't think of a suitable candidate off the top of my head. Who do I know with a master of goldsmithing that would also have no qualms about relocating to Earthenshire? Yeah, what about the Eorzean goldsmith? He's just hired, though. You mean Fonjatane? He did say he was employed at some fancy jewelry store across the salt. And considering the distance he's already come, I'd like to think he wouldn't mind moving a little up the river. That said, he's only just got himself a new job. Is it too soon to ask him to sign a pot pact? There's no harm in making the offer. Once he hears how well the Potsworn are treated, he may even jump the chance. Right, either way, you won't find Fonjatane at his workbench at this hour. He's finished for the day, probably enjoying a meal over at Shabalia of Tia. Then maybe we should go and talk to him, just you and me. Since he knows us, wouldn't want him to feel intimidated by having to deal with a crowd of new faces. The two of us can handle this. Take a rest at the cabins if you like. Alright, let's go and see a man about a pot. Actually, it would have been much faster if I just went the other way for a moment and used the Ethernets. All right. Enjoying some tacos. All right, Fonjatane. Oh, Ayame, you're here too. The Third Promise said she wanted to chat. I've just finished eating, so shall we find a quiet spot outside? Last time we talked on this beach, you were in a miserable state. Yes, I was, wasn't I? A lost soul, until the two of you came along and helped me rediscover my purpose. My new place of employment has been most welcoming, and for the first time in a long time, I feel content with my lot in life. That's wonderful. So, what is it you wish to discuss? Well, it's hard to ask this right after you're settled in, but I'm looking for someone to become a potsworn. Ah, I've heard my new colleagues mention the term. That's when an artisan signs a contract to work for the moblins, isn't it? But you're not a moblin. I'm not sure I understand. It's for a feat in the rite of succession. I need to bring a new potsworn to Earthenshire. So that's the way of it. We've barely met. After pushing you to work at Wachimekimeki, I'm now demanding you throw that away and sign a pot pact instead. It's a selfish request, I know. I have something to tell you, Third Promise. The other day, I completed the necessary procedures for immigration. I'm pleased to say I am now an official subject of Tuliolal. I have since endeavored to learn what I can of my new nation, beginning with the right of succession and its claimants, including you, of course. Now, you'll recall it was my father's example which led me to pursue goldsmithing. He was at East End when Garlean forces lay siege to the settlement, and in the ensuing chaos, he was slain. War took him from me in an instant. The man I loved and admired, I never wished to suffer such a loss again. And so, as much as I'm indebted to you for turning my life around, it is as a fellow peace-loving Tuliolan that I want you to win the throne. If I can help you achieve that by signing a pot pact, then I shall gladly do so. Onjatain, thank you. Alright, I shall return to Massey Ropley and inform him of my decision. Allow me. I'm the reason you're leaving, so I should be the one to deliver the news. Brukevu. Perhaps you remember me? Brukevu, owner of Shabalev Tea? I'd like a word, if you don't mind. You're Wuklamant's ally from across the salt, right? And a hero of some renown, too, if the gossips to be believed. Well, as it so happens, I could use some heroic help. It doesn't need to be right now, but could you come by when you have a spare moment? Much appreciated. I'll be waiting for you at my shop, then. You can now gain access to role quests. So Brukevu gives us the role quests. I'm probably gonna hold off on that for the time being. I never did get around to doing the role quests in Endwalker. At least not as part of the series. So maybe I will incorporate those in. I will have to think about it. So we're going to hold off on that for now. Let's head over to Wachimekimeki and deliver the news. Master Ropley, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but, Onjatain has agreed to sign the pot pact, yes? Well, it's a shame to lose a capable goldsmith. To have one of our own handpicked to serve the Third Promise is a great honor for Wachimekimeki. I appreciate your understanding. Of course, if you happen to know any other talented artisans, regardless of their expertise, I hope you send them my way. You could even be yourself, if you're so inclined. We're not a crafter. At least, not on this character, anyway. I'll keep that in mind. Though my time here was brief, I will not forget your kindness, Master Oakley. I am blessed to have these workshops to be my first home in Tuliolong. Come back to us if the Moblins cut you loose. You'll always have a job at watching Meki Meki. I expect you'll want to leave for Earthenshire as soon as possible. I'll go and pack my things. What became of Fontaine? Were you able to find him? We did, and he's agreed to become a Potsworn. We'll leave when he's ready, but you still have a little time. Splendid. We shall meet you anon. I had plenty of reasons to win the contest, but now I have one more. Fontaine's putting his faith in me, and I won't let him down. Alright. New pants. We may not unlock deliveries for watching Meki Meki. Yeah, we don't have any crafting jobs here. Yeah, probably I'm gonna go ahead and go traditional warrior. Nice, you can go ahead and remove that. No, we'll go, yeah, Crystarium guard armor. One of my favorite armor sets. Alright. Lamont. Lamont needs to pay a visit to the palace. Shoes. Yeah, excellent. Right then, I have some things to take care of at the palace. While you can pass the time however you'd like, I suggest you head back to the cabins. After all, even heroes need to rest. We still have a big journey ahead of us. Alright. And again, I'm going the wrong direction. A Landsguard messenger? Okay. Innkeep. Welcome back, madam. You've had a Landsguard messenger most anxiously awaiting your return. Yamir III promises entourage. I've been all over the city looking for you. Well, we haven't been in the city much recently. The Dawn servant summons you to the palace. You are to present yourself to the gate guard stationed outside Sunperch at your earliest convenience. Oh, and one more thing. You are not to mention this visit to Wuklamat. Okay. So, Gulu Jaja wants to see us. I have an inkling as to why. And, yep. Solo instance. Somebody wants to do a little sparring. Very well. Well, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and end here. And we'll have a little fun with the Dawn Servant when we come back. So for now, we'll stop here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.